My name's Nathan. I'm the co-founder of the Longevity Biotech Fellowship. And basically, we're a nonprofit that's mission is to get as many talented, smart people to work on solving the problem of aging. And we run these cohort fellowship retreats. And they start off with an intensive workshop in different places, usually like in Tahoe, but we've done a couple in Europe as well. And basically, we bring in industry mentors. So these are either scientists or researchers, entrepreneurs who are working in the field of longevity, and they run these in-depth, intense workshops on different bottlenecks in the space and how people can apply their expertise and skills to work on the problems, the outstanding problems in longevity and aging. And we also connect other people in this community with each other, because we think that one of the most important things is if you're going to dedicate a large portion of your time and energy and life into solving like a really important problem, you want to make sure that you're surrounded with other people who could be potential collaborators who share your same ultimate goal. And for us, that means, solving this problem of aging.
And what do you see are the key bottlenecks in moving aging forward, or moving longevity forward and stopping aging?
Yeah, so there's a bunch. We actually, as a community at the Longevity Biotech Fellowship, did this survey report where we surveyed about like 400 people working in the field and just asked them, what are the biggest bottlenecks in your words, in the space, in longevity? And we found that there was three main bottlenecks, but one of them that stands out, and which is pretty relevant to today, is the lack of validated biomarkers. So we're today here at the Biomarkers of Aging Conference here in Boston. And so the fact that doing clinical trials to see what actually works to modulate the aging process could potentially take a long time if you're actually just going to wait to see, how long people live or et cetera. So one of the ways that we could potentially shortcut that is by developing validated biomarkers that could detect a signal of an intervention working to extend healthy lifespan earlier. So that's one of the things. But then, of course, like a lack of public data sets, also just a general lack of funding in this space is also particularly of interest, because if you think about it, we live in this completely bizarre situation where it's known that aging is the largest risk factor for essentially most, if not all, of the major diseases, chronic diseases that kill most people. So like the top 10 causes of death, about like 80% of deaths are related to aging, right? And despite the fact that aging is this big risk factor, we spend very little amounts of resources, both human, financial resources, capital, etc., to actually try and solve this problem. Like only 0.5% of the NIH budget is actually allocated to fundamental research on aging biology, which is crazy, right? Because this is the thing that's killing most people. So that's one of the three major bottlenecks that we identified. Yeah.
And so what's your vision for the next 5 to 10 years of the Longevity Biotech Fellowship?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So far we've done 5 fellowship cohorts over the past 2 years that we've been operational. And we've seen a lot of great results so far from our alumni. They have been connecting with each other through this community and through this program, getting up to speed with the context and knowledge that they need to try and tackle this problem. They've started companies, found their co-founders, found funding. Some people have joined other startups. And so we've seen a lot of positive outcomes so far. But what we really want to do is scale this further. So instead of just doing these workshop retreats, which are just like, they're amazing because you bring in all these people from all over the world. They're just heads down for 4 days. Everybody's just like intensely talking about aging and bouncing ideas off of each other and getting work done. But what if we could not just do this for 4 days, but what if this was actually like a continuous, permanent base like of operations, like an actual physical place that we could do these sort of cohort retreats, but also longer programs where people can be in contact in a physical community, learning and creating and tackling this problem together. So ideally, yeah, what we want to do is scale this up to potentially some sort of you know, a new school of sorts, not like a university, but like a new place where ideas and people can come together to create new things in a more long-term fashion. So that's kind of like the trajectory that we want to go on in the next like 5 to 10 years. Yeah.
At this point, given that we're at the Biomarkers of Aging Conference, what do you think is the single most predictive biomarker that you would use in trying to evaluate your own health status or the health status of others in terms of in relation to aging?
Oh my gosh, I'm not an expert, so you probably shouldn't take my word for it. Um, Yeah. So if you had to ask me right now, in terms like of a functional biomarker, I think this is just my guess, and maybe for what I would do personally, even though I don't do this, would be to measure probably like VO2 max, right? That seems to be the one that's most correlated to lifespan. Um, but other than that, like I've never done a methylation test or anything like that. DNA, you know, methylation, biological age clock. I think if you talk to most people who research these, they're probably not quite ready for individual, like, and definitely not like individual clinical use, let's say. But people are developing like a whole range of different clocks here and different biomarkers, and I think you know, given more time, that we'll see some results and hopefully a set of validated biomarkers that could help in either the drug discovery process or in clinical trials and approval processes. Yeah.
Great. So wonderful speaking with you, and best of luck with Longevity Biotech Fellowship.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.